What's going on, everybody? Nintendo91 here. Got a gameplay for you guys on the map Redwood. It's a 6 vs 6 domination, and I am using the Vesper of all weapons. So that just happened to be the gun that I was working on for the camo unlocks at the point of making this video. And I was actually playing with a few of my subscribers. Singularity. I don't know if he was still in the game at this point, but it was Expert Rex, Kilo, and Singularity I was playing with that night. I don't know if Singularity was still with us at this point, but if you guys ever want to play, I'm always looking for people to play with because it's just more fun and it's easier to win. If you do want to ever join me, just feel free to add me on PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, or Xbox One. My username on all those systems is the exact same as my YouTube channel. So send me a message if you ever see me on, or sometimes I tweet out when I'm going to be playing, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to my Twitter is always in the descriptions of all of my videos, and I'll always tweet that I'm going to hop on, and that way we can join up, party up, and have a good time. So now the reason why I'm bringing you this gameplay is I wasn't using any attachments on the Vesper because I was working on the camo where you have to get 50 kills with no attachments. So I had a lot of perks, I had a lot of tactical grenades, stuff like that. That's kind of where I had the difference of my class, using all my class tokens, I guess you could say. But this is kind of an important gameplay to me, and it's a little special to me because it's actually my best flawless game in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It actually may be my best flawless ever, to be honest with you. And one of the other things that I think is crazy is I'm using the highest rate of fire SMG on probably a map with some of the longest lines of sight. So it's kind of crazy that I ended up going flawless. Now, the way that I ended up doing that is basically just playing cautious, knowing the map, and working the spawns. Now, a lot of people I've seen, whether it's on videos I've posted, videos I've watched, they don't understand how you can work the spawn or how you can know where an enemy is going to be coming from. And it's very easy. Only a few commentators have ever actually discussed this, and it was always like way back in 2009 on the Modern Warfare 2 days. But one of the ways that you can basically learn spawn points is when you die and spawn into the game, take note of where you spawned in, and then also take note of where the rest of your teammates are or what flags you have captured. Because then what you can do is you can take that whole situation and kind of rotate it around to know where the enemy is going to spawn. So if you have A and B, and you spawn at A, and then and that point at A is that you spawn at is a spot you remember, then when the enemy has either A and B or just A, you can kind of know, hey, that could be one of the spawn areas. So I've learned that just from playing the game and taking note of where I spawn based on what portions of the map are being controlled by my team or what portions of the map are being controlled by the enemy team. Now, right now, that building that I literally was just aiming at is a potential spawn. So that's one spot. That's kind of why I kept checking it, because when you're triple capping, you have no idea where they're going to come from. So you almost have to check every single sort of spawn because they can pinch you from both directions. So that's one thing. Not a lot of people talk about it in their commentaries, but it is definitely something you can do, actually learning the specific location that they can spawn in. So now we got the C spawn here, and I have my Cerberus. I'm also using the Wraith, shut up phone, and I'm using Wraps, so that's kind of my most popular setup, I think. I've recently switched out the Cerberus because I don't know, sometimes it's a hit or miss. I don't like that thing that much. It needs to be more like the AGR. The AGR was awesome. That thing was very accurate compared to the Cerberus. But so I start out this round hanging out on top here, making sure nobody pushes this left side and see if anybody's on B already that I can rush down there and pick off. And then what I like to do after, when I'm on the C side, I like to hang out right around here and try to keep them from coming through this area. The only other way they can flank me is through the upper window, but I figure if we have B control, a lot of my teammates are going to be watching that upper window. So I just have to keep checking my minimap and see where people are relative to me to make sure that other routes are covered. So I decided to let the Cerberus go a little in front of me as a protective shield, just because I know I was close to getting my Wraith. And, you know, that's something that's always smart to do. Let your score streaks go in front of you and use them as like basically a way to kind of feel out the situation. You know, similar to how you can throw a concussion grenade into a room to see who's in there, you can use your score streaks, if you have certain ones that roll around on the ground, to do the same thing. Now this kid was really bad. I got lucky right there. That could have been the end of my flawless, but luckily I got the kill. So I'm 50 points off from my Wraith, or my Raps. I'm figuring, well, I got a Cerberus that can get me a kill, and then I got the Wraith here. So I'm trying to just stay alive at this point because my current score streaks are going to get me my next score streak. There's no need for me to rush. And there you go. So we call the Raps in, and I know this is already the second round, so I'm not going to wait or anything. I'm just going to call stuff in instantly. One thing you can do that I would recommend if you're running this similar score streak setup and you feel very confident as a player is once you get your Wraith, don't use it until you get your Raps. And then what I say, call in your Raps first and then call your Wraith in second, because your Raps take longer to get to the map. And then if you have, if you get your Raps onto the map and then have your Wraith come in right after, you're gonna have the enemy team so distracted that they're not gonna be able to shoot really anything down. So I always, when I'm in that confident mode and I feel like I'll be able to get my Raps with just gun kills opposed to having my score streaks get me there, I'll hold on to my Wraith until I get my Raps, and I'll call on the Raps first and then the Wraith. I feel like it's a little bit more effective. Alright, so right now they have A, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up a little bit here because a lot of my team is pushing up with them. And at this point, if I want to keep getting higher kills, essentially, I need to push up into the spawn, and I can also recycle score streaks by capping flags. I got very lucky that this guy did not kill me again, and it was the same guy with that pistol from earlier. Normally those pistols wipe me out very quick. I missed that flag capture, but I'm able to pick up that enemy there. And again, that was the A spawn. He was probably the last person to spawn there, or the couple of people to spawn there, because they had the A flag for a little bit. As long as they have the A flag still, even though we're currently taking it, they'll probably still spawn there. So that's kind of why I was always watching that building, because I knew that's a spawn point. I've spawned there plenty of times, so I better make sure. I get my Wraith again here, and I think I just call it into the middle of the map. I know in theater mode you can't really see, and I accidentally pull out my Cerberus there when I meant to pick up a weapon, I believe. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Oh, also to update you guys, so in terms of my Dark Matter camo run, the progress on that is I'm currently on the Pharaoh, and I'm having a real pain in the ass time with that gun because I don't think it's as good as it used to be. They must have done some changes to it since the game first came out, because it just does not work as well as it did. Oh man, I was a little nervous here because of that sniper, but once I got my Raps I just rolled out because I saw, hey, the score is about to, you know, we're getting really close to 200 points. But in terms of the Dark Matter camo update, I'm now on the Pharaoh. I'm like 3 headshots short of 100, and then I got to do all the 50 kills with all attachments, with no attachments, all those. And then I'll be done with that, and then it's on to the Razorback as the final for the SMGs. And then in terms of Specialist, I finally finished the Hive Specialist as well as the Rejack Specialist too. So that's done, and I'm now on to the Reaper, I believe, with the Scythe. I'm doing the Psychosis right now, and that's about to be done too. So there's the score: 40-0, 4 captures, 6 defends. My best score yet. If you guys did enjoy this video commentary, please let me know by leaving a like rating. It helps me out, it'll help my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you again, and see you next time.